Hey guys, this is Metallagamer here. Today I'm bringing you my review of Sniper Elite 3. I am aware I'm a little bit on the late bus for this one. Money didn't allow me to get the game as soon as I wanted. So, jumping straight into it, Sniper Elite 3 was developed by Rebellion Games. They're most famous for the Sniper Elite series, Delta Force, Black Hawk Down, Alien vs. Predator, and unfortunately, Never Dead. Sniper Elite 3 is a third-person, open linear, sniper-based shooter. Now, we say open linear, the game gives you access to just about the entire level for each level you're playing, and you have to go and complete the objectives based on where they're at, tackle the situations however you want, in whichever way you want. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is a World War II shooter based on sniping. This is not your next Call of Duty game. It is a slower-paced game that requires strategy, power of observation, and patience. First, my favorite thing about this game is this right here. Kill cam. With a sniper rifle, if you complete a deadly shot hitting vital organs, you will see this happen. And it is one of the coolest, most satisfying ways to kill someone, because too, it also makes the slower paced action feel worth it for every shot that you fire. Now, I've had some people try it, and I'm not going to say it is impossible. It is very, very, very difficult to try to go through this game with an SMG and hardly using the sniper. You will have a very hard time doing this. Like I said, I will not say it is impossible, because then challenge accepted and people will try to do it to prove me incorrect. So graphically, the game looks pretty good. The main character looks amazing, while a lot of the generic characters in the game, they look not as good, but they still look alright. You know, there's not too much to complain about. Considering, too, that this game came out at a $40 price tag on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and a $50 price tag for the PS4 and Xbox One. The game is focused on making you play smart. Like I said, you have other weapons, such as SMGs, pistols, and rocket launchers, but it is very difficult to run and gun. And the sniper kills are the most satisfying kills in the game. The AI actually seems to be somewhat decent. Enemies are pretty decent at hiding and looking for you if you're hidden away. And you actually have to put effort to escape if you've been found and they know you're around. So I'm going to explain a little bit on how the stealth works. You've got a little eyeball in your left corner that opens if you are in a visible spot, and it closes if you are hidden. So it kind of allows you to realize, okay, you know what, I'm standing in a spot that I thought I should be hidden, but I'm not. And it will kind of show you that, so that way you know how your visibility rate. And then there's your heart rate monitor as well. If you are at a higher beat per minute, then you will have a harder time sniping accurately, and you will not be able to hold your breath to fire the accurate shot. So the game works within those parameters. It makes sure that if you do things that require a lot of effort, you're going to have a harder time doing things that require you to be calm. And if you're doing things that are really calm, then you'll have the energy to do things that require more effort. So throughout the campaign, as well as the multiple multiplayer modes, which we'll get into in a minute, you are able to gain points through the level up system. Each kill, depending on whether you do it sneakily, or you go loud, or you do a stealth kill, or however you do it, you gain points accordingly. So it levels you up. So if you're one person that likes to play online, you'll be able to gain experience quicker than offline, but it gives you a little bit more incentive for the people who like purely multiplayer to actually play through the campaign. The story is fairly generic. I myself didn't find myself too immersed, but I didn't think that was the place where this was supposed to be shining. There's plenty of gameplay that definitely makes up for the story weakness. There's collectibles throughout the game that allow you to get extra experience, so there's the motivation there, although they're not necessary by any means. And the collectibles, you'll find these collectible cards, you'll find intel on the enemies, and you'll find sniper nests, which are basically like ideal spots to snipe things, and they're very useful. The game also has really good replay value. The control scheme is smooth. The weapons and locations also feel authentic, and they feel like they work within the World War II game. You get to create your classes, which you can use in multiplayer or survival, or in the story mode, which you unlock new weapons and gadgets and add-ons as you progress through leveling. So, I'm going to talk about multiplayer real quick. Multiplayer, there is player versus player, which is a team-based or single, where you snipe down other snipers. Now, like I said before, this is not your next Call of Duty, so don't expect it to be. It is a very slow-paced shooter, and you are looking for other snipers who are also trying to snipe you down. There's also a 2-player co-op survival mode, which you basically play on the multiplayer levels, and you survive against waves of enemies. Now, it doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult with 2 snipers, but what happens is there's different spawn points for the enemies. So if you are in one spot that's near a spawn point for an enemy at the end of a round, then they could all end up spawning near you and causing you a lot of problems, because they will search buildings for you. Bullet ballistics also takes part. You actually have to deal with wind factors as well as bullet drop. So that's actually nice to see some accuracy within the game. I've only got a couple of little problems with this. I ran into a few glitches that kind of stopped objectives from being completed, or made it to where the enemies kept seeing me constantly. One of the little things was I set down a mine for a tank to run over. As it ran over it, it found where I was instantly. And there's no way that it could have known I was there, because I was nowhere near the mine. I was up in a tower far, far away, but it still found me and fired straight at me. Okay, that's my review for Sniper Elite 3. I'm giving Sniper Elite an A-. I give it an A- because it had very few flaws, it had a lot to do, and there was a lot going for it. Just, there's a few little problems that I had was the lack of story and the few glitches that I ran into. That was really it. Besides that, this has been a really fun experience. I normally don't care for slow-paced games, but this has really pulled me in, and I enjoy it a lot. So, anyways, guys, I will recommend you all pick this up. I also want to let you know I'm streaming this on Twitch as of late. I've also got a Facebook and a Twitter I'd like you guys to check out. I'm going to leave the links in the description below. I hope you guys all check it out, because the support is greatly appreciated. But as always, guys, stay fucking metal, and we'll see you soon.